The purpose of this webinar was to recap from the version 20 webinar we did a couple of weeks ago, just to give people a chance to see the latest features, also a few additions that we can go through as well. It won't take long and it will just be a quick overview. Any questions, please get in touch with your account manager to go through in a bit more detail. So firstly, for those who haven't seen version 20, there's been quite a big shake-up to the layout and the usability and the design, basically making it easier on the eye and bring it into the 21st century. So the basic layout is still pretty much the same in that everything is still in the same place. Your addition would be the new jazzed up layout. So don't worry about any big scale changes on that point of view. The biggest addition to the modules itself would be the Act Insights. So it's the increased ability to produce reports in the database. So it's a more of a visual database developed on the dashboards that were already in the system. So we've got some general ones set up here, mainly focusing around sales metrics, but there are customer interactions you can look at as well. So you can even look at marketing effectiveness using your Act marketing module as well. You are able to also create views and create charts within it. So you can create a whole new view. So the views are these separate views we've got here. So we've got key insights as well set up. But you're also able to create views and create charts within there. So you can create basic charts at the moment. This is an area, like with other aspects, that will be continuously improving as part of the subscription. A feature that is relatively new, not solely new to version 20, but has again seen massive improvements, is the Act Connect area. Act Connect works using the Web API to allow you to interact with hundreds of other applications, like the Act Companion app, which I can show you a little later on, and the Act Premium Contact Link, which is a link for Office 365 using the online version. Regards the other applications, it's actually using a platform called Zapier. So we've got that open here. So as part of the subscription, you are able to create integrations using Zapier. So I've got a couple of examples set up here. So when you go onto Zapier itself, you basically choose Act from the list and you can see what interactions you can actually produce with Act. So from Act, if you produce a new contact, that can be set up as a trigger. And the basic one I've got set up that you can see would be a new contact in Act could go as a new customer in QuickBooks Online. Really just saving the duplication of data. Where this works quite well as well is from website integration. So you can have contact forms built through Zapier that would automatically populate into your Act database. If that is a case of someone's already in your database, don't worry about duplicate data. There is a find and create contact in here as well. That's a nice new feature that's being developed on year as part of subscription. An area that has needed quite a bit of focus is Act marketing. A few people are using this and finding the improvements have been very useful. This is now built within Act, so no longer do you have to go through the portal. Act marketing is now included in Act itself. The benefit of this is it means it's more manageable. You don't have to mess about going to another website. You get your overview directly in here, and you've got the ability to track your emails within Act as well. So you can use the reports or the call list as well. A couple of seconds for this to load. So the account overview shows your last email that's been sent, your next scheduled campaign, creating the emails similar to before, but like I said, this is now built in into Act itself, so you can create, edit, and manage your templates within Act. You list all your templates there. You can have your different areas and be able to edit them in there. Sending, again, similar. You get the ability to manage where they're from and to the groups they're being sent to. We are also able to manage the billing for e-marketing now, something that wasn't been able to done in the past, and something people didn't like. So instead of having to put your credit card details in, we speak to your account manager and we can actually set this up for you now and manage the billing for you. Regards tracking, you have your reports, so you've got these thumbnails here that you can click on and view the feedback. If we just go on this one, not a great example, not too many emails sent. What we also get is your call list. So it's a very useful feature that we find works well with active marketing because of the target sort of market that use active marketing. So if we just show you an example on here, these are a list of all the email campaigns that have been sent out. Afternoon tea, as an example, it's going to give you a score against the contact you sent that email to. This links directly back into the database, shows how many times they've opened it and how many web links. This score can also be used with smart tasks to schedule automatic phone calls, emails to be sent up, populate them into a new group, so it could be a group of hot leads. That's all built within the software now. The next area I can show, if technology allows, is the two mobile apps that we work with. Let me just open the phone. Just when that loads. So the two mobile apps, as part of App Connect, as I mentioned earlier, there's the App Companion app. This is an area that has been further developed year on year since its release. So that's just caught up now. So App Companion, this is part of your subscription. Recommend this is good for recording histories, checking your activities, and real basic day-to-day management of your diaries, your calendars. But if you just go in here, I'll choose one of these. So you can create your history, create an activity within the app itself. You've also got your Act Insights in Act Companion, so good for the management team on the road to be able to view key financials if required, and any that you set up on there. So there's also got your schedule, so people's day-to-day schedule would also be on here. This, as I say, is included in subscription. The other option that we have as part of the mobile offering, and probably a more popular offering, this is an additional cost to your subscription, but it only costs around £80 per user per year, is handheld contact. And what we have on here, this is actually an offline mobile app that can be synchronized, so it's very popular with people in low signal areas. What we've actually got on this version is the beta version that includes opportunities. So on here you can manage your contacts, any emails you send to these records would also be synchronized back into your database. You've got record history, as well as activities in there as well, and notes. You will also be able to override the sync. So you can sync now. If you put a note in there, you can actually choose when you synchronize that, or it does sync every half an hour, or however often you choose to set that up. You have your general task list that you can manage in here, likewise with the App Companion app. So really the purpose of showing you both of these is there are potentials now for the mobile options going forward, and they are ever improving. As I said, this version includes opportunities, so you can close loss, close win your opportunities while out on the road. This will be available we're expecting in the new year, the opportunities aspect as further development. We have first sight of this at the moment. A couple of areas now really are just features that we've been working on as part of our customer offering. We are now able to offer a postcode lookup for people who are inserting contact information quite heavily on a daily basis. The benefit of this is to be able to simply type the postcode in your postcode box, give the option to search, and that will then give you the option to populate the rest of the address fields. It's a great time-saving aspect. It's something we are able to do now moving forward. Likewise, an area we've been working on and we're expecting to be released early next year is the ability to create additional modules, so additional tables within apps. So at the moment we've got a beta version of this, and just kind of show you how it works. So we've got cases set up. So within the cases, you can manage tickets, site callouts, or whatever you need to. When it decides to catch up with me. What this is doing is giving you the ability to manage cases against clients. So these two are really basic problem with laptop, but the idea being is in the future, where we've often said no to areas people want to develop an act, it is something we can look at actually managing for clients now. So if I should go into one of these, it's actually throwing up a new table in act. All we've done with this one, very basic level, is a support ticket issue, not working, low urgency, and that can be managed in there. So similar to your opportunities for sales, going forward we'll have the ability to create tickets, cases, and all different aspects that people in the past couldn't do or were shoehorning into act. Regards those cases as well, we've also got a tab against each individual contact where you can create a case against them. Again, this is an example. It will be something we can do in the future. Final couple of areas, and it's things people have seen before. One example is Sage 50 integration. So an area people continuously ask us about how that works. So it's really just a very quick overview of what this looks like and what it can do. Obviously, it's only relevant for those using Sage and Act. 2 seconds to load that up. So regards the accounting link, what we can do now is pulling Sage 50 information against a contact record or a company record. So it will pull through all our Sage information. For example, for this one, I pull through all the Sage information in that format, not overly useful, but what we can do is pull any of those fields into the app database to be able to use them for searches and reporting, which you can show in a minute. It'll give you a list of all your Sage invoices, if they've been paid, give you the ability to create an invoice from Act, and just a shortcut into Sage 50. So if I click new there, it's creating me a new product invoice, save and typing out all that information in there. Likewise with your sales orders. So it really depends on how people work. You can create a new sales order directly from here as well. Final area where that all leads on to is the further ability for us to produce some reports. The reporting tool we recommend using now is Power BI and Microsoft products. It's free, and even the pro version is low cost at around about £10 a month. So it's a very cost-effective piece of software and very powerful for what it does at that cost. These are just a few examples of what we've done, but we can use Sage data against this, App data against this. Produce reports based on contact, where they're based, what industry they're in. So we can pretty much, as long as the information is in Act itself, we can create a visual or a report based on that. We've also been able to do that on activities, sales opportunities with different time periods. I want to see all my closed won. So, and really is an example of the reporting we can do and the visualizations that we can create going forward. That has pretty much covered the new features of version 20, as well as some nice features that we've been working on as well. If there's anything else you need to know or you need to see that in any more detail, please just contact your account manager.